the mask on and it joins me.
So what, it controls you or something?
Worse, it frees you.
All right, Alice, I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to be talking to you because I watched Bad Girl Boogie actually a couple days ago, and I absolutely love it. I love a good horror flick, and I love the story behind it as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So, before we talk about the movie, and I know you had another one called So Vam, how did you have this love for horror films?
I think I just always had like a love for some kind of horror. Like growing up, I was obsessed with the monsters and like Scooby-Doo, all iterations of both of those franchises. And then Buffy, I watched that film really young, and then I found the TV show. And I think eventually like Scream, the TV show, and those films, I think they just kind of shaped my life a lot and were really important to me growing up. And then I've just always had a passion for telling stories, and both of those things kind of combined, and now I'm making horror films. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know So Vam was pretty interesting, the fact that it had a vampire going turning on bigots, like making bigots the target. What I liked
Yeah.
about Bad Girl Boogie was it went the opposite direction. This time you have a bigoted killer, if you will, or killers because they wear the mask, going against LGBTQ members. And I find that fascinating that you flipped the switch on that one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first film, I guess, was more, like a coming of age empowerment story, was this like as queer teenagers like in their high school kind of, still like it's an empowering film, but they're facing some of the harsher realities of the world and in the political state,
That's amazing.
from a different kind of angle.
And the cast in this was great. I mean, and I know some of them are from So Vam as well, but what was it like working with the cast on this one?
Really incredible. I mean, a couple of actors in So Man is a small role. I got to, and they also did like production and costume for the whole film. And
That's
Lisa and just
yeah, and I think the kill scenes were in this one were great too. I mean, there was a lot of slashings and a lot of stabbings, but there are a few graphic ones too that that really surprised me, especially the first kill with the present day with the I call it the braining, if you will. I mean, that was a phenomenal job on the special effects.
yeah, that was Adele's show, and she actually did like talk to me the new bite as well. So just really lucky to work with her and like.
So, how long did shooting take, and were there any issues, like any production issues that you faced that you had to go plan B with?
Um, we shot for I think 8 days, so 2 days for like the first like flashback kind of not present day stuff, so like the brainy stuff and like the old house was 2 days, and then a month later in February we shot everything from the opening high school scene to the very end, so an 8 day shoot in total. I think it went pretty smoothly. Like it was a very hot Australian summer when we shot, but like other than that, I think yeah, it went really well, thankfully.
That's awesome. What I find interesting was the mask. I mean, in terms of um, the fact that it's this cursed mask, and I like the story that the detective tells Angel and Dario, like the history of the mask. Kind of remind me a little bit of Ghostface, but it kind of I thought of the movie Demons as well, where when the wearer put it on, someone put it on, they got cut, they turned to the demons. And I like the story that the detective gave Angel and Dario about the history of the mask, where it came about. Um, how did you come up with the idea for that?
Oh, sure. So we always knew we wanted to do like a slasher film, but I think having like the supernatural edge and like having the history of, bigotry is kind of more like about generational like hate and trauma. So adding that into like the like, having the younger killers and the older killers and connecting that some way through their like bigotry and how that's kind of all started, and that's like where the root of the issues began.
That's very interesting, and I really like the fact that it felt like you only thought there was going to be one killer in the film, but it turns out it could be anyone. And I like that where you had to keep guessing who could be the killer or killers depending on who wears the mask. And I found that very fascinating within the film.
Thank you.
Like yeah, because I felt like it was going to be one guy because you see one guy wear the mask, and then I was completely thrown off with the
Yeah.
finale. Well, I was just like, whoa! That's what felt like Scream to me. It's like we're watching because Ghostface always has like two killers, and it's like, but I wasn't expecting who the second one was, and I think that's why I really like the film.
Thank you so much. I'm glad it worked out.
So, are you going to be following this up anytime soon with a new horror film down the road?
Yeah, I worked on a third horror film, completely unrelated and a different genre again. That's doing festivals, Fantasia next month, Outburst next month. So yeah, just currently always working on some horror film. Yeah, sure.
So let's see. You've done an LGBTQ vampire film. You've done an LGBTQ slasher film. Yeah, I would love to see you tackle something different with the next film. Maybe a LGBTQ werewolf film or a full-on supernatural film. Who knows? I mean, either way, I'll definitely check it out.
Thank you. Ironically, we actually did do a werewolf film. It's a short film on the DVD special features of Girl Boogey. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's there. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now that I heard that, I'm definitely gonna get the DVD then. So, Bad Girl Boogie will be out on July 4th in the United States, and those who love slashers and those who love LGBTQ films will definitely want to see this one. And Alice, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, you take care and have a good day.
Thank you too.